Like straight up, I really, really like it.
Oh yeah, that cheese is insane.
I know, I thought it would be gross, but it's actually really good.
I'm pretty sure my life is peaked. I don't know if there'll be any other moment better than this. Exquisite, marvelous, amazing.
Amazing. Can I just return this half of the pizza and get like 35 grand then?
Whoa, come on, dude, no.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. $76,000 for a pizza. Wow. How did we end up like this?
It was a really good pizza and a really good experience.
I'm gonna want to do a little bit of good. 10 grand. Where are we donating it?
Donate to some food banks, some food shelters.
We're gonna do a $10,000 donation to a food bank just to not be wasteful. $20,000 donation to a food bank.
Alright, fine.
So I think we spent like over $100,000 on food today. And then a $20,000 food bank donation to kind of help.
Video.
This is the world's first ever actual. It may look simple, it's actually a very difficult. As proof, if you Google Jello pool, you will either find bad CGI or a handful of videos of people who tried to do this. Today, we're going to answer possibly the longest standing question from my childhood. What would it be like to actually belly flop in a pool of Jello? But before we do that, I want to talk about what we actually had to go through for the past 6 months to pull this off. The idea of a Jello pool has been on my bucket list for over 4 years. In fact, when Kevin from the Backyard Scientists and I made the 25 million Orbeez pool, our first idea was to do a pool of Jello. Jello, you might recall, you first have to boil water, then mix in the powder, and then pool. This seemed like a very worthy engineering challenge. So last year at Thanksgiving, my brother and I came up with a plan, and then in the middle of winter, we started digging. In the course of 2 months, we set up a bunch of small-scale experiments because we needed to answer questions like how much gelatin powder does it actually take to get to the ideal firmness, and how hot and then cold does the mixture actually need to get for the Jello chemical reaction to take place so it will actually get firm. From our experiments, we learned the Jello always got firm as long as the mixture got hotter than 160 degrees Fahrenheit. So we decided we could scale this up by using 6 55-gallon drums with a custom propane burner underneath and a spigot we welded to the sides, but more on that later. So now we knew how we were going to heat it up, but how do you refrigerate an entire pool? For that, we teamed up with Mother Nature and just picked the perfect location and time of year. We installed a thermometer, and starting in January, we tracked the temperature in his backyard every night. We needed refrigerator temperatures at night, but not freezer temperatures, because that would freeze the Jello, and our experiment showed that totally ruins it. And so after looking at our data plus historical temperature plots, we knew we had about a 3-week sweet spot window towards the end of April to pull this off. Our goal was to have a Jello pool party in his backyard that would make even Phineas and Ferb jealous. So the plan was to start 7 days before the party and fill the pool with an average of 12 girls every day. That would give each layer a chance to get exposed to the cool night air to more efficiently get rid of the heat. And so with that, first thing Saturday, a full week before the party, we got to work.
My phone fell. Swear to God, if I die, you're dead.
We didn't want to waste actual food, so this is just water and gelatin powder and food coloring, but there's no sugar.
I'm watching Mark Rober make a pool out of Jello. There's a guy with a rocket launcher, and I'll probably die by 1 hit. So send it. Oh.
Place our barrels much higher than the pool, so when we were ready, we could use the potential energy to move the Jello from the barrels to the pool. We had to tackle about 1,000 other issues that came up that I won't bore you with, but day by day and layer by layer, the pool began to fill up. And because the Jello went in with so much heat energy, we needed to remove.
No one take my quad launcher. If you do, you're a mad gay.
Nick happened to have a spare swamp cooler in his shop, so we kept that running over the top of the pool pretty much the whole week. This gave us convection cooling. It's the equivalent of rolling down a car window for the pool, or like when you blow on the top of a This constantly replaces the boundary layer of air right at the surface with fresh, cold air that will suck out the heat more efficiently. And so batch Friday night, with ominous weather threatening to ruin the specialty is more of mechanical things, and this project was more about chemistry
Dude,
and
it's not even...
thermodynamics. And I didn't want that lame jelly boss stuff people try and pass off as jello. And so even if it didn't last long in the sun, I wanted to at least have the experience of seeing even a single belly flop on a smooth pool of actual jello. If this was going to be a total failure, it wouldn't be from lack of effort. And so we woke up Saturday morning with a forecast for a warm, sunny day, and we pulled off the tarp to find a pool filled with actual freaking jello. By this point, word in the neighborhood had definitely spread around as to what we were up to, and my brother asked if some of their friends' kids could have first dibs. And so with that, I'm happy to report this is what it looks like to belly flop in a pool of jello.
Why is there an ad as soon as it gets there?
Not yet. Oh, careful.
I'm just gonna end my stream.